We only got 80 maps left though, and one readable. It's gonna be the last time dropping down. So yourself one more, at least.
I didn't mean to do that.
Good God. There it is. He's stuck in the screen.
Oh, it does. Let's go, dude! Holy shit!
You guys think that
Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy, Crimson Red. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a Victory Royale on the World Cup Duo semifinals that we played on Saturday. Now, before we talk about the gameplay and stuff like that, we sadly did not make it. We ended with 51 points, and I think we were in like 2,339th place, which I'm going to say this now. This is my first World Cup. I didn't play any of the other weeks or anything like that. I don't think I did too bad. I don't think we did too bad. My partner was Bleed Green 610. He also has his perspective on this game as well. So if you guys want to check that out after this video, the link is going to be in the description. Make sure you go show him some love over there. And yeah, no, we did really good. Like I said, 51 points. It was my first World Cup, you know, playing and stuff like that. He had some experience. He talked me through like how World Cup was going to play out and stuff like that. But on our last and final game, our last effort, pulled through with the Victory Royale. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about, you know, the World Cup and stuff like that. And if you guys would want to play, what you guys would expect. But yeah, let's get into the video. So first off, World Cup is pretty much like arena mode. This is what you've been training for if you guys have been playing on arena mode and stuff like that. The only difference is a lot more people live. There would be times where we'd be at the final circle and there would still be like, I want to say 40 people still alive. It's absolutely crazy. Now this was just for duos. This weekend I'm going to be playing solo, so I can't even imagine how that's going to be. But honestly, it is a lot of fun to play the World Cup. It does take a lot of thinking, a lot of strategy, especially because, you know, not only do you want kills, but you also want placement as well, because placement is huge. Just on this game alone, on the last game, we got 10 points for placement, 8 points for kills, and honestly, it was crazy. But yeah, on our first game, we got around 8 points. It was a good start, and I think we got like 4 kills, and then we got placement. And then afterwards it started doing, you know, it was rocky and stuff like that. It was good, it was bad, it was good, it was bad. I think for us, our thing was mostly pick placements. I think we had an average of 3 kills a game, and then like an average of 5 points a game. There were a couple of times, and this is my only problem with the World Cup and you know, qualifiers and stuff like that, is how much time you actually have. 3 hours may seem like a lot for people. I mean, you play like a normal game of Fortnite, that takes up to anywhere like, I want to say like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, because usually by the time that it is final circle, there's like, I don't know, 10 people left. But in the games like this, where there are still 40 to 50 people left on like almost like the second to last circle or almost the final circle, it does suck a lot, because, you know, in these games a lot of people want placement too. So these games take from anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes. So by the time the game ends, you know, there goes like 20 to 30 minutes, and that was just one game. So there were a lot of times where after our first 7 games, game number 8 and game number 9, we actually dropped in and we're just like, yo, no matter what, don't worry about placement, don't worry about anything like that, just worry about getting kills. So we dropped at like, you know, really populated areas like Mega Mall and Neo Tilted. We just dropped in there. We got like, you know, 3 or 4 kills each game. And then on the 10th and final game, which is the one that you guys are watching right now, we're just like, yo, we're gonna play it normal. But on the 10th game, I also realized something. We need to be more aggressive. So one big thing that I've been watching, and you know, I've been watching a lot of different players play World Cup qualifiers and just different events like that. And I would see them get, you know, at least like 10 kills every game. And yes, placement points are great because it's, you know, top 25 is instantly three points, top 15 instantly 2 points. But, you know, getting those kills, which are free points, especially in duos where like you kill a whole team and that's 2 points right then and there, being aggressive and getting those kills are huge for, you know, getting up there in placements. And I believe like if we would have gotten more kills and stuff like that, we definitely would have ranked a little bit higher. You know, this was our, you know, first World Cup and stuff like that, so it was kind of just like, you know, a different atmosphere, and that's the whole point of this. You know, I wasn't coming into this World Cup to be like, yo, let's win, let's, you know, go to New York this weekend. Honestly, as my first one, I just wanted to learn how the environment is, how everything, you know, is different from, say, normal duo games or, you know, normal, you know, arena mode. You know, this was all different for me, and I'm kind of glad that I was able to play this because it was a learning curve to things to come. And yeah, so I mean, just like in this, you know, for this week's how it's going to be solos, I'm now realizing that, you know, any opportunity I get, shoot at someone, you know, damage them, because it may not be in your benefit because someone else might get the kill, but then that also lowers the chance of placements. And maybe, you know, that's another reason why there were so many people, you know, in our first couple of games, because there were so many opportunities to get kills that it just felt like it was dragging on. And that's another thing as well. You gotta think about it as that way. Not only are you getting points for the kills, but then you're also getting yourself closer to placements. So I think for one thing that, you know, me and my partner Bleed Green really need to work on is just being more aggressive. Any chance that we get, just try and shoot at somebody. Because in this gameplay, I saw so many people in the air. You know, what are they going to do? Shoot back? No, they're vulnerable. They're in the air. So I started shooting at them. For the one team, and the first kills that we get in this, where we take out the one team member was just on his own, going away. He boxed up, so then that left a 2-on-1 in our advantage on the one guy. And then I edited the other guy's wall and killed him right then and there. It's just, you know, really trying to outthink your opponent. Of course, it always is about that on Fortnite, but at the same time, it's also like, you know, looking for the best opportunity to also hit somebody. So when they're in the air, when they're doing stuff like that, and that's why, like, towards late game and stuff like that, when I'm watching other people play, when people rift, people just mainly focus on the rifting people, and they're just like, okay, we're just gonna shoot at the rifters and, you know, stuff like that, because again, they're in the air where they can't shoot you back. You know, they can't do anything. They're defenseless. They may be safe because it's like, oh, I'm in the air. Most of the time people don't pay attention to me, but in late game, when it's like, you know, at the final circle, everyone's gonna pay attention to you. Now, another huge thing is rotation and like learning about how to move and storm and stuff like that. Now, one thing that me and Bleed Green did really well was making sure that we had one piece of equipment that would help us rotate no matter what. If it was a baller, if it was redeploys, if it was a rift, if it was, you know, the gliders, we just had something so that, you know, when the next circle was coming, we weren't really stuck and we didn't have to use so many mats. Because that was the other big thing as well, is like right now in arena mode, mats is huge, especially for, you know, how we weren't getting any kills as much as we wanted to. You know, some sort of way to rotate is really huge in this game, because everyone's going to be trying to move with you. And that's another thing as well, is there's some people that just don't have that type of rotation, so picking them off while they're moving is also amazing as well. Now, I think the best thing that you guys can probably do when you're playing these different things is having high ground. Now, in the end of this video, I actually did have low ground, and that's because I thought he was going to edit from the side that I was looking at, and he actually edited behind and went around. Now, I did get lucky because he did pull out his redeploy late, but I actually did get off a lot of different kills moving towards the circle, and that's what I was talking about by picking people off while Storm is moving. But I probably wouldn't have picked off as many people as I did if I didn't have high ground. With high ground, you know, you're seeing so many different people, so many different things, so you can get shots off, you can hit people, and if you're lucky enough, you could even get a kill. Most of the time it will result in, you know, just dealing damage and stuff like that. But in, you know, certain different things like this, it's actually really good to have high ground so that you can, you know, not only see other people and maybe get cool kills and stuff like that, but also see what you can deal with, and like if it's better to be high ground. Because yeah, sometimes it's good to have high ground and stuff like that, because again, you can see everything. But then there's also being too high, because like if you can barely see anybody and everyone's an ant, how the hell are you gonna shoot them anyways? So it's always good to build down and, you know, be able to see people, but you want to be in full control with your high ground. Now, probably the biggest thing that I would either say about practicing, there's two big things I would say about practicing: accuracy and tricks with the accuracy, and building. Building is huge, and knowing what to build is probably even, you know, bigger than anything. One thing that I would tell people to, you know, first try is making a 1x1, and I'm talking about 1x1 with the floor and the roof. Pretty much what you see when you watch or play arena mode, or when you watch World Cup, or if you played World Cup, everyone's in a 1x1 with a roof and a floor. And the reason they do that is because, you know, best protection for the top, and, you know, again, if someone's trying to hit your walls around you, you just got to hold down, and you know, hopefully you keep your wall. But it's probably the safest way, because you just can't get shot then. That's one thing that I would say about practicing, is how fast you can actually make those. So for me, the way that I do it is I'll do the walls first, I'll spin around, do the walls, and then I'll worry about the roof. Usually, unless someone has the high ground, then I'll do like 1-2 wall, build a roof, and then I'll do the walls around me. But most of the time, if you guys do have high ground, or, you know, your roof really isn't necessary to worry about, I would do the walls first, because there's always going to be people around you. Another big thing is for pushing and stuff like that, you got to know certain strategies and stuff like that, like floor, wall, stair, you know, and just constantly building that. And then you also got to know how to trap people. There's just a lot of different techniques that you need to know. And honestly, the way that I learned was, you know, not from a tutorial on YouTube or anything, but just watching other players play. And I've learned from, you know, so many different players that I, you know, practiced, used, and, you know, now mastered. And there was also another thing that I was talking about with accuracy and accuracy techniques. And what I meant by that is like different techniques that you can use with weapons. So of course, like the one that is probably really well known now is like using the heavy sniper to take someone wall, and, you know, either edit it, or what I do sometimes is I'm crazy and I'll shoot the wall and just jump right in their box. Now that right there is not probably the smartest play, because then they can just trap you. But, you know, doing something like that where you can instantly take somebody's wall is huge. Taking someone else's wall just leaves them defenseless. It's your wall, you do whatever the hell you want with it. But with a heavy sniper, you know, that's just something like that. Another thing as well is, say you don't have high ground, using a flintlock to launch yourself up is another thing that I've seen a lot of people do to retake high ground. It's just different stuff like that. Like every weapon has its own unique take to it, because that's just like the new combat shotgun. A lot of people, you'll see, instead of using their AR to shoot people in the air up close, they'll use their combat shotgun, because it can do like 20 to 30 damage up close while they're in the air. And that's more optimal than trying to hit someone with an AR that has like a little bit, you know, more bloom, and the crosshair is a little bit wider. So hitting someone with your shotgun, as you can see in the gameplay, like I was hitting people with my shotgun instead of my AR. But honestly, playing the World Cup and stuff like that was really fun. Can't wait for this week, and when we're playing solos and stuff like that. And like I said, if you guys want to check out Bleed Green so you can see his perspective on the game, like I said, going to be in the link below. But yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun, and honestly, that's all that matters. And I want you guys to remember that. If you don't win, if you don't, you know, succeed or whatever, keep trying, keep practicing. And the whole biggest thing is just to have fun. Honestly, when I'm most like in my mojo is when I'm calm and I have confidence and I know that I'm doing well. And honestly, like, there's so many times where I get mad during certain games of Fortnite and I just mess up. And honestly, I can, really contribute that to middle of the games of when we were playing. Because in the beginning, I wasn't so confident, but at the same time, I was kind of just like, okay, we're just playing, we're feeling it out. Towards the middle, I was just like, oh my god, this is getting ridiculous. And then towards the end, game number 10, what you're watching right now, is just like, you know what? We're gonna get a victory royale. We're gonna drop some kills. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get a good point, stand of 51 points. I'm like, we're just gonna kill it. This is our last game. Let's go out. And then that's exactly what I did. So honestly, again, just have fun, have confidence in yourself, and that's another huge thing as well. Like, just be you, with the whole having fun and stuff like that, and showing that you actually belong here is another thing with going along to be aggressive, and just have a calm mind when you are playing, and that's just like any game. But yeah, just have fun. This is a video game for a reason. We all play this to have a good time, to have an escape and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the gameplay, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.